of us later this evening and into the overnight hours. I wanted to just kind of do a weather discussion with you guys. What's going on right now and where a storm's going to fire up, where they may head, and how many storms may even try to bubble up. Will we get any thunderstorms too? Let's talk about what's going on in the atmosphere right now. We're watching a big difference between cooler and kind of more humid air and dry and hot air back towards the west. I mean, today it's been a huge difference. Most of the day we were in the 50s in Fort Smith. And then Oklahoma City earlier this afternoon hit a new high temperature record of 93 degrees. So we're talking about a 35-degree temperature difference at times throughout the day. Now it's just to a 28 temperature difference, but that's huge. Just going that 3 hours on I-40 westbound in the central parts of the Sooner State. But in between some of this cooler air and warmer air is where we're watching the chance for a few thunderstorms to fire up. But to be honest, they have been struggling. We're getting this live stream ready. If you have the 5 News app, you're going to get an alert in a second. So I'm pulling up the radar for you guys. You can kind of see what's going on. We're in the warm sector of this whole storm now. I think has not been warm today in Arkansas, and it really hasn't because we've been so cloudy. But if the clouds finally broke up, which they're starting to, we would have warmed up a little bit more. But back towards the west, they've already been pretty sunny today, so they're able to warm up nicely. But we're watching a couple different features. We've got a cold front towards the north and west, and that yellow line shows you a dry line. That's the difference between very dry air, kind of wildfire sparking type of air back west, and more humid air in eastern Oklahoma and western Arkansas. That is moving eastbound, but to be honest, if you look over there, really haven't been too many thunderstorms popping up so far. Things have been pretty weak. If you notice really close, every once in a while you see something trying to fire up a little bit, but then it quickly dissipates. And so that may be the trend for the next couple of hours. So let's go ahead and diagnose things a little bit more closely. This white line shows you a few storm chances. This is our firing zone. We've got a little cell kind of just outside the firing zone close to the Red River. But so far, nothing. Pretty quiet, right? So there's a chance that things just are pretty weak tonight. Here's a closer view of some of that activity that we've had every once in a while. This is our best chance to even fire up storms, and we can't even get one to sustain itself. But we still have a few hours to go as these boundaries move eastbound, and that cold front that you see way off towards the top left corner of your screen, you may not be able to see it depending on the orientation of your device right now, but this will start to approach, and as it does so, this is kind of like one more last hope for some thunderstorms. We've got that dry line coming in, but that front may be there to try to help something. Upper level support, we had it earlier today, but that is waning over the course of time, and so we're losing out on that. So we've got a couple different things that aren't quite lining up very well. Could we get a thunderstorm to try to pop up? Yeah, and if it can, it's going to have some hail threats. There's some cold air upstairs, and so it's going to be easily able to produce some hail, but so far, so good at this time. So what does this mean for western Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma, the River Valley, Northwest? Well, overall, I think a lot of us are going to stay dry this evening. There could be 1 or 2 pop-up storms trying to fire up south of Tulsa. You can already see a few of those just trying to fire up. And they meander towards Haskell County, Latimer County, Sequoyah County, LaFleur County. But as they do so, they're going to weaken because temperatures are just a lot cooler here at home. I mean, look at this. This is a closer view at our temperatures. We're still sitting at 60 in Fort Smith. We've got this cool East Valley breeze blowing more cold air coming in from central Arkansas. We're back to the low 60s in Northwest, but there's just massive temperature difference as you look westbound. So if storms fire up in this transition zone, looks like a rainbow, doesn't it? You go from red to the green. But anyways, you got this transition zone right here is where the best chance for a storm would be. But as they march eastbound, they don't like temperatures in the low 60s. That's really not warm enough. We've got a nice southerly wind. We've got a little bit more moisture, but you really want temperatures to be just a tad warmer. Now, the better environment could move into LaFleur County. That's kind of our highest chance for any storm here at home, but otherwise, just things have been struggling. So we wanted to hop on and give you an update, whether we've got storms or whether things are looking kind of drier. To be honest, they're looking drier. We're going to stay here this evening and overnight with you guys. We'll let you know if anything changes. But for now, storm threat continues to diminish. We really needed them to start sparking about now, and they're not. But they could be delayed. We'll see. We still have that level 2 severe risk for eastern Oklahoma. Just overall, better chances for 1 or 2 flare-up storms will be in the Sooner State, not the natural state, not here in Arkansas. You see the line, the yellow kind of crossing into western Arkansas, but overall, the chances are low, I think, overall here. So we'll watch, but for now, not much is firing up. So that's some good news for us. If something does fire up, I think the biggest threat would be some hail. But we're not talking about a whole line of storms. It'd be, one or two, and then they don't hit everyone, right? Just a couple of us, the unlucky ones, would get hit by a thunderstorm, but that's going to be pretty much it. Here's another way to look at those storm chances. So from now until midnight, the highest chance for any kind of flare-ups will be back towards the west in this darker green color over McAllister, Tulsa, back and west, eventually closer to Oklahoma City. Some of that tries to clip into Socoya County, but notice it's a 60% chance. So there's still some chances that this doesn't fire up. This is not a for sure forecast. We have a yellow weather alert day just because there's a chance for the atmosphere. We're kind of right on a borderline chance of something flaring up. If it does, it would turn severe pretty quickly. But if it just can't break through, we've got a nice evening. Now it's kind of cool. We need some of that warmth from Oklahoma. We may get some the next couple days. We're expecting a big warm-up as we push into the weekend. And then about a 40% chance in northwest Arkansas, into the River Valley, and even lower chances. I mean, if you're in Johnson County, Logan County, Franklin County, I don't think you're going to see very much tonight. If anything changes, we'll let you know. But as of now, it doesn't look very likely. Overnight, after midnight, what's going to be weird is what happens with this cold front. There's a couple other storm systems well off towards the north that are kind of directing where our fronts go. Well, it's going to start to pull back up north. Instead of being a cold front, you'll have a warm front. And as that lifts back north, there could be a stray shower that tries to ring out in the atmosphere. The best chance would be in Carroll County and Benton County. The rest of us have just a 20% chance tomorrow morning. So if you're waking up tomorrow, we'll probably still have a lot of clouds area-wide. Northwest Arkansas, River Valley, eastern Oklahoma, probably a decent amount of clouds. There could be a stray raindrop as we're headed to work and school. And then the rain chances, I think, dwindle into the afternoon. We'll stick with the clouds for several hours, but then eventually the clouds will break and we'll get some sun by sunset tomorrow. Here's another way to look at the rain chances coming up. Some folks are more map-oriented. Some are more kind of data, mediogram, data-driven there that way. This is more of a, kind of line chart, but we're talking about chances going up this evening, not to 100. But a couple of us could try to get a storm chance. The best chance would be from about 8, 9 o'clock to midnight, because right now the storm chance is higher in Oklahoma, but they're not getting anything. So if they do fire and then move in, our chance would be later in the evening. And overnight, chances start to go down. Maybe a stray raindrop as you head out tomorrow morning. Not a big deal for us. I think we'll have a lot of sun later into the day. So we'll watch to see if any of these kind of storms try to fire up. I mean, even notice the shape on some of these Futurecast models. If something can fire up, there's a great atmosphere to produce a quick supercell and drop some hail, maybe some rotation too. But will they fire? That's still the question. As they push into Arkansas, notice anything that comes in from Oklahoma really weakens. It's just too cool on our side of the state line. Things wrap up, I think, about midnight, and then the front turns around, lifts back up towards the north. We could talk about a little bit of rain coming into southwest Missouri, maybe parts of northwest Arkansas. And then tomorrow afternoon, I think will be mostly cloudy. Futurecast is overdoing it. What this is really showing you is the humidity that's going to be coming in. So you thought it was, a nice south wind today. The humidity started coming up, but tomorrow it's going to turn muggy, I think, especially by the second half of the day. We'll stay muggy into the weekend. Friday looks muggy and humid. Saturday looks a little bit muggy and humid. We're not quite talking about the humidity that we get in July and August and things like that, but we've been coming out of winter, so we really haven't had all that much humidity. It'll start to come back. You're going to notice it every once in a while. We have less humid days than we have more dry days than humid days at this time, but as we push into the spring, we'll have more humid days than dry days, so that's going to be a big change. But I do think chance for a shower in the morning. Later into the evening, that sun's going to break out, and once it does, that's when our temperature will skyrocket. So we may not be in the 70s all day. We may be more in the 60s, but if that sun comes out just in time, we'll watch the temperature go up a little bit. Mostly sunny skies for Friday. Friday looks to be a really nice day. It's going to be a nice Friday. It's going to be warm, though. It's going to be the first time we've been in the 80s for a while. Maybe near 80 on Saturday. Our next chance of storms, and this is a much bigger chance. We've been talking about all these little storm chances for this week, pretty much ever since Monday. This is the one we've really been watching over and over again. It's these little systems in between that have been, maybe. But this is the big storm coming in Sunday. I think by Monday we start clearing the clouds out, and we'll have a lot more sun as you start next week. So next week looks maybe pretty dry. Hopefully we can get more days than just 1 or 2 days in between storm systems like we have recently, but mostly cloudy for your Thursday in the River Valley. A little bit of sun later into the afternoon, trying to help us get to the upper 70s, 80s, Friday, and into Saturday too. And then Sunday is when that line of storms will start to come in from the north and the west. I'm going to back this up. We'll take one more look at the radar real quick. See if anything's kind of fired up over the past 10 minutes or so. Latest scan, not really. What this is showing you, this green, is really just a couple clouds. Could one of these pop through the clouds? Yeah, but overall, storm chances look pretty low at this time. We'll hop on, let you guys know. If something starts to flare up, we'll let you know. And if it starts to target our area, in and around Fort Smith or Northwest Arkansas, we'll also let you know. I think the chances are a little bit higher in the River Valley, especially on the Oklahoma state side, Sequoia County and LaFleur County, rather than chances in Northwest. We've got a very low chance, not zero, but a very low chance in Benton County and Washington County and Madison County this evening. It'd be more Fort Smith, west and south, so Sequoia County and LaFleur probably bear highest chances. You guys have a great Wednesday evening. I know it's kind of cool out there. We've got some much warmer weather, though, on the way. I think you're really going to like your Friday, and you're going to like this weekend, too, at least before the storms come in on Sunday. Keep it local, keep it here. As always, we're going to keep you advised.